put this thing together. Finish up pins and give it a final polish. I jeweled these yesterday. It's new to me. I've never done that yet. Oh, what's up, dude? I don't know how to say your name. Conge Blades. I definitely checked your stuff out. I seen you on someone's stream the other day. Um, yeah, you do some really nice stuff, man. What's up, Rescue? No, I'm not done yet. I'm kind of lollygagging around here. Yeah, I seen you on. God, I know the name. It's on the tip of my mouth. It's on Friday. They do a stream on Friday nights. I seen you on there. I went and checked you out. You do some awesome stuff. I try. I don't know. I'm sure you understand that. Every single one has a problem. You know, you get done and there's something you're not happy with. This is 1084, and then brass, obviously, brass liners, nickel silver, and green canvas micarta. So that's what we're working with here. I bought this Kratex to do the jeweling, I don't know, 10 years ago, 8 years ago. I bought it when I bought my milling machine, and I've never done it. And finally, yesterday, I decided I'll check it out. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, like I said, it means something. I seen what you do. You do some nice stuff. Nomad EDC. That's what it is, right? That's where I seen you. I like making slip joints. I make a lot of fixed blades too, but I definitely like the slip joints. It's just funner. There's more to it. It takes me like 5 times as long as a fixed blade, at least. But oh yeah, you could. I learned everything I know on YouTube and practice. All right. One thing I'm trying to focus on a little more when I put this one together is I want to try to get my pin in there without the little shadow ring. It almost always has it, but sometimes I get it better than others. So I'm really focusing on trying to get my pin just the right length before I start peening it. Right now I'm gonna clean that hole out to make sure there's no um, buffing compound in there or anything, to help leave a little ring when I get it all done. Yeah, I actually got this. I bought a house and this was in the garage. It's like a countertop cutoff or something. And I don't have the house anymore, but I do still have this. This is my surface plate. You know, you got to do what you got. I don't got a whole lot in here. I got a little area here. That's my grinder. A 1x30. Uh, it is variable speed. I got my milling machine. I don't even use the drill press. And then I got a bandsaw and my oven. And that's pretty much what I got. Thanks, man. I'm sure I subbed you the other day. I'll have to check, go look again. And I don't know. Some people on that show are more on Instagram. I do know. I remember I went and checked you out. You love this part. It's fun. It's a little nerve wracking because this is the part where I can really mess it up, and it's pretty hard to go back. But I've test fit this knife a lot of times. I've probably had it together and apart. I don't even know. 100 times. Yeah, materials and supplies. I mean, you can. You're on Instagram. All right, that makes sense. I'm sure they have someone. That is the show you were on, right? Um, and I know they always either put the Instagram or the YouTube or the whatever. And I definitely went and checked it out. I go around a lot of these places. A lot of times I'm lurking, but I definitely watched you. I made one thing I'm a little nervous about is these are the pins I was fitting it with the whole time, and they're kind of beat up. So I got this new. I made some new pins that are nice and fresh, but I'm hoping they don't change much. But I'm already having an issue. This one doesn't want to fit on the bushing. Frame lock folders. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to make a fool out of myself. Um, I've never made anything like that. I'd like to, but I never have. I'm gonna grab my little. I appreciate it. Yeah, I like watching people uh, make stuff. I definitely, when I run across it, I pay attention. There's some people that make some really nice stuff, man. All right, we're gonna try to shrink this pin down just a little bit. I got a piece of 800. I don't know if that'll be enough. Yeah, I'll turn this so you can see. I'm trying not to do it right on top of my clean knife pieces. I want the bushing to fit snug, but not that snug. So when you're making frame locks, are you using bearings and all that? Because a lot of these guys are using bearings, and there's little detent ball tracks they make, and like it's a lot, man. There we go. Slid right on there. We got pocket clips. That's another thing. Uh, yeah, broken caps are no fun. I hope it's not stuck in the hole. I worked in a shop when we were restoring a car one time, and I broke a tap in a hole. and it took us a couple like day and a half to get it out without screwing up the car that was almost done. Yeah, you got to put the spring in. Don't forget the spring. Try not to scratch any of this. Last minute here. The outside's not a huge deal if I scratch that, because I'm gonna polish the outside one last time. Alright. You don't have a mill. It's soaking in ferric chloride acid. I hope it was okay. You don't have a mill. I guess that means you're not putting these slots in there and all that stuff. Even then, you probably use washers or something. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I've watched a few videos. I've thought about trying it, but I never have yet. Press this spring. The shape of this knife, it wants to like push out of the vise when you're doing this. It's slipping down. It's not. All right, they went right together. So I was just pushing right on the spring there with that little brass rod. Okay, mill out bearing pockets with an end mill and my drill press. Do everything by hand. Right on. That's cool. Do like a lot of what I do is by hand. Uh, so much of the time of this is just me sanding on this freaking countertop thing, trying to get everything flat. So it looks like it went together good. Now it could be a little tighter. Hold it up to the light, I can kind of see through it a little. Okay. I'm gonna try something I haven't done before. Again, maybe. I had a pair of like needle nose vice grips around here somewhere. Not seeing them. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I believe that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find something. Here we go. Found it. is crazy, but I'm gonna try to clamp those. I need to get something to put in the jaws here. I was watching some YouTube videos, some other dude making slip joints, and he takes a pair of needle nose vice grips and pinches them right there when he starts painting to make sure you get this closed tight. What's up, Craig? You go learn how to farm goldfish. Hand flattening some Damascus. I want to buy some Damascus and make a knife out of Damascus. I'm scared. I'm scared to spend that much money on it and then mess it up. This is mostly a hobby, so yeah, let me know how it goes with the goldfish farming. That's why I mean, it's a nice looking knife, but it's all cheap. 1084. I got 1084 for dirt cheap. It was on sale. By far the most expensive thing I've used is probably sandpaper. I've spent as much on sandpaper as everything else together. Alright, let's see if I can figure out. I don't even know if this is going to work for me, but it looked like a good idea when I seen someone else doing it. I do have that bushing in there, and that bushing is like a thousandth thicker than the blade, and just the same size as the spring. So as long as I don't crush the bushing, everything should still move freely. Yeah, see, it's still, there's like a gap in there. This ain't, I might have to take it back apart. I don't want to pinch. I want to make sure I'm pinching on the silver, but I need to be able to hit it with the hammer, so this might not work. Okay, yeah. I'm abandoning this idea. You guys probably can't tell, but there's when I hold it up to the light, you can see through it. There's just oh yeah, sandpaper. I mean, but if I started using Damascus and stuff, like sandpaper could pretty quickly not be the most expensive thing. I would love to, and I'm gonna. One of these days, I'm gonna. And I'm gonna be terrified the whole time that I'm gonna ruin it. Something's wrong. I don't know. Polishing my blade. Maybe I've sanded too much off. The bushing's too thick, or I don't know, but something's going on here. Well, yeah, I like traditional looking stuff. I know this isn't quite traditional. My Carta, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if my Carta is traditional, but besides that, it is carbon steel and brass, and something's keeping this thing from squeezing all the way together. I'm measuring the bushing right now. Yeah, that's what's going on. My bushing is too big. My spring's too big too. I gotta take the spring down a little bit. I must have polished on the blade more than I thought. So .115 on my spring. But that doesn't really matter. Everything's gotta go off the blade. .113 on the blade. I want to be like 114, which is just enough that you can see that light through there. And then the bushing is 116.5 or 115.5, and it needs to be 114. Yeah. Yep, I gotta do the spring and the bushing. I don't know. I guess I sanded a lot more on that than I thought I did. Yeah, it's enough. I could, you start beating it together and it ain't never gonna look right. Yeah. It's something I'm trying to get better at. A lot of times, something like this, I'd have just tried to put it together, and it would go together, and it would work, and it would look good, but I would see that little gap in the back there, which would drive me crazy. Something on this thing. What's up, Crab? Crab Castle Forge. He does some pretty cool knives too. I don't know if you've seen this dude, D Conj. I'm probably butchering it, but he does some cool ass knives, Crab. I want to make me a little sanding jig thing to do these, but I haven't done it yet. Okay, I got the half off. I'm just 115 now. I need to be 114. A thousandth bigger than my blade. Well, don't take much. Yeah, I feel it. When I make my slip joints, I make my spring and my blade, and then I harden them, and then I put them on here and I sand them flat, and I keep miking them and miking them and miking them to get the tang even. And I spend hours on just that step before I grind bevels or anything. I don't know if you've seen Crab. I tried to put this together once already. I had problems, but I did some jeweling yesterday. My first time doing it. It's pretty cool. I mean, you'll hardly ever see it, but all right, I'm sneaking up on it. I don't know if I'll keep doing it, but I had the stuff and I'd never done it. Some other things I want to do. I want to do a coin edge. All right, 114.5 now. We're getting real close. Taking a thousandth off. I don't know if y'all can read that. We're really creeping up on it. Tiny bit more. I'll make sure I come see you on Instagram. I'll uh, I'll leave a comment or something. I don't really do Instagram much. I do have one, but all right, I'm gonna stop there. Actually, I'm gonna give it just a couple more little. It will pinch down on it just a little. Oh crap! You got an Instagram too? I was actually talking to the other guy, but I'll check out yours too if you got one. I think the other dude is mostly only on Instagram. I use a lot of this paper. I don't know. It's not cheap, but it's got the. I use this in 180 and 320, which is what I do like 90% of my sanding with. And when I get above that, I do it like this. But this has the sticky on it, and I just squish it down on there. I'm getting messages. Okay. Yeah, I really like this. I mean, I come from an auto body background. We use the shops, and like I said, this is the 320, and this is the 180. And once I get off of the belt sander, I'm usually at 120, and I use those for the hand sanding. I also use them on my little sanding stick. I just stick them on, and I got a side with a little piece of leather. That is a piece of leather. And then the flat side that I use the most. You can see where I practiced a little tiny bit before I did my liners yesterday. Okay. This is too thick too. This needs to be the same as the bushing. 1,000th over. I need to take 1,000th off. Which is a lot. That might be more than I should do with 800, but let's give it a shot. This little trick I do is like sometimes it's hard to hang on to these pieces, so I roll me up a piece of tape. Kind of stick it on there, give me a little friction. I have to be careful that I don't flatten one side, take more off of one side than the other. I try not to use the leather piece, honestly. Um, I feel like once you're using the leather piece, you're cheating. But every now and then I do. I mean, obviously, it's black. But yeah, you're trying to make it look right without making it all the way flat once you start using the leather. I know that hasn't taken anything off of here. I'm going to measure it anyway. Yeah, I'm going to have to go to 320. There ain't no way. I'm really like pushing more back here just because it takes more to sand this wider spot than up here. You push up here too much and you'll thin that down way more than you need. and I'm not pushing very much at all. See, that's got me like halfway there already. It's actually thinning out more down here than it is back here, like I said it would. I don't want it to do that, but that's what it's doing. You do have an Instagram account. Is it Crab Castle Forge? Because I'll look it up and follow you and stuff. And I get it. Sometimes you're listening and you can't be typing all the time. Or something happens. Someone says something and the old lady yells at you. Stupid Harbor Freight micrometer. Okay, check it out. That's actually why I have a band-aid on here. I didn't actually cut myself from rubbing the sandpaper. It's basically gently sanding my finger. I hate when I'm focused and I get stopped. Yeah. Yeah, it happens to me a lot. It's part of why these take me so long. I get maybe an hour at a time. I come out here and do 15, 20 minutes of work a lot. I'll do one little, drill a couple holes or sand something for 10 minutes. Sometimes I come out here for 2 or 3 hours. Okay, we're like there. So now we'll go back to 800. Shine it up. Redneck Band-Aid. Well, we got the grandkids here, so we do stay stocked up on Band-Aids. I did use a regular one. I didn't take one of his Minecraft ones. Tinfoil box. Yeah, it happens, man. It's been really cold, so it's been really dry, which has also not been great on my hands, and bloody noses happening. And I'm used to it being really dry where I was born and raised and lived my whole life. Now I moved here and it's not dry all the time, and uh, I guess I got used to having humidity around because it never used to bother me. Basically, to live in my shop, I just procrastinate. Yeah, I procrastinate too. I came out here early afternoon when I woke up, and I sat here and drank coffee and watched YouTube videos um, for probably at least an hour. Just kind of stared at this knife. Most of this will never be seen, but this part here will raise up and you'll see it. So I want it to look nice. But definitely from that hole back, you won't never see any of that. It don't take much once you get the 320. Yeah, we're supposed to get, we might be getting freezing rain tonight. I hope not, because I have to go somewhere tomorrow. They're saying we might be getting it. I seen the snowplow drive by. I mean, it's not even that cold right now, but the snowplow drove by earlier dumping that mag chloride or some kind of liquid out the back of the truck. So they're expecting it. Like I said, I hope it ain't too bad because I do got to drive somewhere tomorrow. All right, 1200. That's what I'm finishing this up to. I'm in Kentucky. I'm born and raised in Colorado, and then I lived in Montana for about 5 years. And now I'm in Kentucky. You're in North Carolina. For some reason, I thought you were in one of them northeast states, crap. I thought you were in Maryland or something for some reason. I don't know why. It's crazy as I looked it up last night. It's warmer at my old house in Montana right now than it is here in Kentucky. A lot of time when it gets cold here, I like to look that up because it always makes me feel better. I think it's cold here, and I look up what the temperature is there, and it's negative 20. And I'm like, oh, well, it ain't that bad here. But sometimes it's warmer there. You were born in Maryland. Illinois on the Wisconsin state line. Right on. Yeah, I've never been. I mean, I've driven through that, like, very southern part of Illinois when I moved here. Uh, it's pretty nice. It was just a bunch of farmland. I wasn't in Illinois very long. I've never been to North Carolina. Okay. Clean up some of this. I think I'm about ready to start over again. Go back to where I started. But I do gotta go fill my coffee cup. I'm sorry, y'all. I know it sucks. There's gonna have to be a little intermission here to fill my cup. And I need to wipe some of this stuff off again and put it back together and see if it fits together better this time. I need to get out, go to my cabin in UP, Michigan. Right on. You want to move to New Orleans. I know that's where your daughter lives, I believe it was. I get that. My daughter's in Colorado still. She's supposed to come visit this summer. So I'll try to give y'all a look at it while I go fill up my coffee cup. I'll be right back. Don't wait on me. Snowplow just went by again. Okay. He's hand sanding too. Everybody's sanding. I mean, I could answer for him, but I don't really want to. If he don't answer you in a second, I will. It's just you two in here. That's pretty awesome. Just all three of us sanding on something. Well, I think I'm done sanding for the moment. I really like Crab's handles. I mean, it sounds like I don't like his knives when I say it that way, but that's not true. I like his knives too, but I do like his handles. Sanded your finger. Yeah, it happens. Man, I hit my fingernail on the belt sander about a week ago, and like kind of like parallel to it, and he took off like a big old chunk of it. Yeah, he said he's on Instagram. Same name, Crab Castle Forge. I didn't know he was there either. I gotta go check it out. I'm gonna make sure I check both of y'all's out today. All right, let's try this again. Get a drink. Okay. I think this dang bushing only fits on one of these pins. I don't remember which one. Probably this one. There we go. No. All right, much better. Back to this little contraption here. I need to make a tool just to do this part. I've been planning on it, but I haven't done it yet. That's good. It is nice when that third pin there slides in real easy. It's like a snug fit, but it doesn't bind up at all or anything like that. landing center right now. Let's hope it stays that way. 'Cause I don't know if y'all were here. The last one I did, I could not get it to line up center. I gave it away. That Lennon micarta one. I uh, I sent it to a friend. I gave it to him. I just don't feel right. Traditional hardware. I don't know. Are you talking to me or Crab? Uh, I I mean, yeah. Once you start piecing it together, sometimes it wants to change. But yeah, it is landing perfect right now. After that last one, the next thing I think I'm gonna do is I want to get some reamers. So, because right now I drill all my holes with just regular drill bits, but I want that pivot hole. I want to use a reamer, the one in the blade especially. Me, traditional hardware. What I mean, like screws and shit. I have on some fixed blades. I like small pins. I know a lot of people, even on my fixed blades, I like small pins, 1/8 inch pins. A lot of people use bigger pins, 1/4 inch. Uh, I don't know. On my slip joints, I've every slip joint I've ever made has had either nickel silver or brass pins. Most of them nickel silver. I always put nickel silver bolsters, so I go with nickel silver pins. You ream your pivots. Yeah, yeah, that's the other thing. That's why I really made sure I flattened the tang on this one good, because uh, centering the grind, yeah, grind's being off, both on the flats and on the bevels. You ream your pivots. Yeah, I don't have any reamers. That's something. And I also want to get a tapered reamer to do this hole. Just a little tiny taper on the end. I did some. It's definitely different. I think we're talking about hardware now. I did some fixed blades, some small Tontos, and I used some hardware on those. I ended up making the knife, and then when I got done, I had to take the hardware out and put new ones in because I had polished the coating off of them and stuff. They were black, and they ended up shiny. So that was fun because the epoxy, it held them just enough that they wouldn't come out. Okay, on the pivot holes using a reamer. Yeah, yeah, that's something I want to do. I want to pick up a couple reamers. Um, both I want an 1/8 inch, probably a 1/4 inch. The 1/4 inch, my hole on my tang is a 1/4 inch because that's what the bushing is. Um, and then I want an 1/8 inch pin reamer to just taper this hole just the tiniest bit to give me a little more to expand that pivot pin in. I don't know why, because it's not been a problem. It's not like they come apart at the pivot or anything, but right on. Yeah, you, you know a lot. I've seen them. Um, I don't know how long. I probably made my first slip joint 5, 6, 7 years ago. I don't know, but I've probably only made 10 of them, if I had to guess. Maybe 15, because I've made quite a few lately. It's still not squeezing together as much as I want it to. I'm just not too sure why. It needs oil too, and I don't want to mess it. I don't want to get it all dirty, but yeah, I don't sell that many. I'm a terrible salesman. And now I got oil all over my damn hands. I think I'm gonna revisit my. Oh no, I'm taking a long time to do this, but once I start painting it, man, it's point of no return. Camera makes me a little nervous too. Try this again. Yeah, it actually worked pretty good that time. I don't know. I can get my hammer on there. If I can move it back just a little bit. Yeah, I still do have a lot of bolster. Yeah, it actually worked good. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I don't currently have. I'm not gainfully employed. Mm, right on. I've never made a friction folder. I probably never will. I do want to do a frame lock though. And yeah, I'm not gainfully employed. I wish I could make a couple dollars on this whole thing here. Taught you how to understand them, right? Yeah, my first. Well, I still have my first slip joint. It's ugly. Um, didn't work very good. I mean, I really learned a lot. There's still things like this bothers me on this one. I want that back spring to come right to the end there, but it's not going to do it on this one because if I grind it down to there, uh, the tip won't be in the knife. That's what bugs me on this one. Uh, and that's something I'm having problems getting at. I think I have my pattern right, and then I never get the backs. I never have enough back spring down there. Uh, On this one, that's the thing that's bothering me. For a long time, it was getting my liners milled. The last two, I've got that good. I made a new jig for milling liners, and it works a lot better. It holds the liners down way better. What's up, Eric? Good to see you. Another thing is my kicks. This one's pretty nice, but a lot of times they end up looking more like a bump than kind of that nice angle out there. Um, and then my maker's mark. This one's pretty light. It's still there, but I should have probably tried to do it a little more. There's like a balance there with the stencils I use. If I do too much, it goes through. I do not have a forge. I think I'm back. I do all stock removal, and then I have a heat treating oven that I do my heat treating in, but I do not have a forge. Looks like my internet might start going. One or two more times, I'm probably going to stop. Just quit streaming. I've been going for an hour. That's pretty good. It's been terrible out here lately. I don't know what is wrong with it. I have a bunch of railroad spikes. Okay, so this one's 1084. Everything I've been making lately has been 1084 because Pop's Knife Supply had it on sale for like, it was like $10 for like a 4-foot bar, where it's a meter, so 3 feet, whatever a meter is. And I bought a bunch of them, so that's what I've been using. If I mess it up, it's not too big of a deal. A lot of times, if I was buying it, I'd probably buy 1095. I ain't got into the stainless yet. I need to. I have not. Pro cut. I'll look into it. I need to get into stainless. I got a heat treat oven years ago, thinking I would do it sometime. But man, there's a lot. Just to buy the freaking foil's $100, and there's just a lot to it. Quench plates and all this. It's not set up for it. So carbon steel and Parks 50. Right on. Is that a typo? ARBL? AEBL. Yeah, I gotcha. Alright, let's start doing some tapping. I don't even know if this is going to work with these dang vice grips on here. I guess it is. Not really. Let me see if I can move them back a little bit. Yeah, I'd like to get into some stainless. $10.95. I like the carbon steels. I like that they. I mean, maybe not rust, but I like the. I'm back. Yeah. Me neither. I feel like that's. All right, it keeps cutting out on me. This is getting annoying. I was saying I feel like that's sometimes my problem on selling knives is people want the fancy stuff. And I was saying I do use 80 CRV2 sometimes on fixed blades. I've never done it on a folder. And it just sounds cooler. to people, I guess, because I noticed those ones seem to sell better. I don't think it's much better than 1095, but and then you got all these new like super steels people love. So anyway, every time I quit looking at the screen, it cuts out and says reconnecting. So I think I'm just gonna end this while I can, and I guess I'll be piecing it together off stream. I'll definitely do a video when I'm done. Might even not finish it today, and I'll live stream next time I'm working on it. But yeah, keeps cutting out on me. Thanks for coming in, Deconj. I know I'm saying it wrong. Maybe I'm not, but thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in, Crab. Good to see y'all. Uh, Maybe one of y'all will go live and give me something to watch while I'm working. Take it easy.